Yo guys, it's Slyroh. You already know today we are back playing some more Triangle Strategy. Today we got a big decision to make. The short version of it is that we have an opportunity to be joined the Saintly Seven, but it comes at a cost of us having to tell the Roselle in our territory that they have to go live in the source. So, you know, it seems like it could be an easy decision, but every bit of information we get kind of makes it a little bit rougher because there's a chance that we would oversee the source, so we might be able to make their living conditions better. I don't really know. I'm going to wait to sort of get all the information before I make a choice. But before we make that choice, we have a character story here. So let's see what is happening with Eridor. Looks like Eridor and Huet. Okay. But this one might be more Eridor focused. So let's see what happens.
Seems as if the troubles never cease. I'd kill for a drop of ale.
I'm sure you would.
I take it you and Benedict have seen your share of trouble. You have both served House Wolford for many years, yes?
Aye. We both served Lord Simon since we were green between the ears. Through the good times and the bad.
What does that mean? Green between the ears? What does it even mean?
See him now, you wouldn't believe the stories of what we got up to in our tender years. Even then, though, he was always the schemer. Always drawn me into his fanciful plots.
Yeah, he does seem like the smart one.
Has so much changed since then?
I don't reckon so. In any case, was there something you wanted to ask me?
There was. The other day, Benedict posed quite the strange question to me.
Oh? Let's see what it was. It could be anything with Benedict. Several days ago.
Where snowbell blossoms bloom?
Indeed. I thought perhaps you had seen trace of the flowers while scouting with Flugy.
I've spotted
Why?
clusters of them in the deep mountain passes before, but not of late.
So it is as I thought. They have ever been a rare sight, even more so in recent years.
They been used for something?
I had thought to procure one, but it may be wise to temper my expectations in that regard.
Life always finds a way to flourish. I am certain Anna and I can find one before long.
I would not have you chasing my idle fancies. You both have more vital duties to attend to.
But the flower! I want a pretty flower!
Of course.
That is a strange question indeed. So I wonder if Eridor knows anything about why he would want that? Is that what this conversation is about?
Looking for a snowbell blossom. What's so peculiar about that?
Nothing, if it were anyone else asking. However, I think you'd agree that Benedict is not the type to go picking flowers on a whim. They say that when a snowbell blooms,
That moment is frozen in time. Aye.
precisely. You and Benedict both never fail to surprise. But of all flowers, why the snowbell? Does he have some lady love I'm unaware of?
I can't speak to that, but I'll tell you one thing, Huet. We've all got moments locked away and placed close to our hearts.
Mmm.
You, me, even a stubborn-headed mule like Benedict. Like the snowbell, we want him frozen like that forever. And like the snowbell, they're liable to shatter if we let another handle them carelessly.
I understand. I apologize if I was too forward. Let us forget the matter.
No, it isn't you that needs to apologize. I'm always telling Benedict no one likes being lectured.
It was enlightening. I see you and Benedict are true friends.
For lack of a better word, aye. Bring me a draft of ale, and I'll tell you all about our younger days. At least, what I can remember. I recall Benedict wasn't nearly as capable as he is now.
Well, yeah, you can't always be the best.
I may have to take you up on that offer.
Do you really reckon snowbells are still blooming somewhere out there?
It gotta be.
though I've not seen them in this region. They may still bloom in the southern reaches.
In other words, a trek and a half from here.
Hey, I mean, if flowers that important.
Don't give up the search, my friend.
Oh, does he know? There's got to be a reason. Maybe something's connected between both of them. Interesting. Alright, well, unless I'm missing something else, which I don't think I am, I think it is time to learn about this decision and see if we can make the best one for ourselves. This is probably the toughest decision yet, and I really don't know what to do with this. So let's get our information and see what we can do.
Esfrost and Glenbrook signed an agreement denouncing Hyzant.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, right, yeah, they did.
Word only just arrived, and it is no mere rumor. They've issued a formal proclamation.
Preposterous! Gustadolf must have forced Cordelia's hand. This is sure to make Hyzant cease salt shipments to the consortium. All this denouncement will do is hamstring Esfrost and Glenbrook both.
My brother, Gustadolf does not fight battles he cannot win. I'm certain this is part of some greater ploy.
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit more dangerous for everybody involved.
I feel all of Norzelia stands on the precipice, but of what I cannot say.
Each nation is making its move. We too must take action to secure our position before it's too late.
Oh man, this is making things even more complicated.
By which you mean expelling the Roselle.
To protect the Wolfort domain and its people, no one would dare hold such actions against you. Lord Serenoa, you must make a decision.
It's just as simple as expelling the Roselle or don't expel the Roselle?
I saw what it is truly like at the source.
Pretty bad.
The Rosellan are forced into back-breaking labor. No decent man would condemn another to such a fate.
But if we refuse the Hierophant, we will face the same dire consequences as House End.
I don't think so. See, I have a problem with that just because, like, House End was, like, part of Hyzant, part of the Saintly Seven, and, like, doing things illegal behind the Hierophant's, like, back and, like, all of that sort of stuff. Whereas, like, we don't have that sort of agreement, you know? We don't have that sort of same sort of, like, we'd be breaking their, like, whatever, their rules or whatever. It's like, we're not in the Saintly Seven right now. We can just refuse that, not do that, and it's just like, if they're gonna fight us, then I don't know.
Should that happen, the Roselle would still be lost, would they not?
Then you think it is right to sacrifice the Roselle to save Wolfort?
No one is saying it is right, but a decision must be made. We must prioritize.
I think this might end up being an easier decision for me than I thought.
That much should be clear. And survive we shall, if we can secure Hyzant's aid. Unless you know of another way.
Serenoa, I beseech you, not as one with Roselle blood in her veins, but as a person, as a Wolfort. You cannot give up the Roselle to Hyzant.
I appreciate each of your arguments, but we cannot debate this forever. It is time to decide, once more to the scales of conviction.
Okay, I think this is actually going to end up being a pretty easy decision for me, and I'll explain a little bit why. I think giving up the Roselle in the short term, let's see, we need Hyzant support if we were to reclaim Glenbrook. But it comes at a price. One, the Roselle under our protection must pay. Alright. In the short term, I do think giving up the Roselle makes sense. But I think it leads to more problems down the line, because we're not going to want to keep the Roselle in those sort of living conditions forever, which means that eventually we will probably try to go against Hyzant, and if we do that from the inside, then we 100% will meet the same end as House End, where we'd be betraying their rules as part of the Saintly Seven, and we would absolutely die. I don't see why we wouldn't. Or we just let the Roselle just stay there forever, which I don't really like, and I feel like the people with the strongest opinions are also kind of on that side. I think the people that want to deliver the Roselle are thinking more short term, and I don't know, like Hyzant's not gonna be in a position to like invade us to like take the Roselle unless they team up, but they're already gonna have to deal with Azeroth and Glenbrook. So I do not want to give up the Roselle. I don't know what the plans are after that, but that is not what I want to do because I just don't think that it makes sense. We can get the aid of Hyzant to do what? To fight Azeroth and Glenbrook, which we're probably gonna have to do anyway, but they're not even attacking us right now. I don't know. Like, we can still help them out if we need to. I don't know. I just don't see why we need to give up the Roselle. So I'll listen to what people have to say, but that's my decision. By the way, Hyzant treated my people at the Source Terror. It breaks my heart just thinking about it. There's no question in my mind what we should do. I absolutely refuse to hand the Roselle over to those monsters. Yeah, I'm on Frederica's side here, so I don't need to have that conversation with her. Gila is someone that we will have to convince, though. The Roselle in that village are those who fled Hyzant and their descendants. If the Holy State asks for their people to be returned, we have little room to argue. And if we refuse, we'll be branded as heretics. But bending the knee would earn you the title of Saint, Lord Cerno. I think it is in our best interest to obey for now. Yeah, I still think we should protect the Roselle. Do you choose to protect the Roselle? But I ask why. Oh, we don't have a second option. Yeah, if we accept the goddess' teaching, we can put Frederica in danger. Man, I wish there was a second option. I don't know what I could have done to unlock that. Unfortunate that I missed out on that. Has me know that you care for it, so I must admit I worried about that myself, but the Hierophant is trying to bring House Wolford to their side. I doubt they would treat your betrothed so callously. I don't know.
I require some time to think.
Do you focus on what we stand to gain or the weight of what we might lose? The answer is not a simple one. Okay, so this might be a little bit harder to convince some people just because I don't have a lot of options to convince, but we'll see. We'll do the best we can. Those all people of the Wolford domain, but if we defy the Hierophant, we'll face the same fate as House End. I'm at a loss. Yeah, it seems like everybody is kind of also leaning towards protecting the Roselle. I think I'd have to work a lot harder to get people to give up the Roselle, because even though Huette is undecided, she'll listen to reason about protecting the Roselle, and she will not easily be swayed about giving them up. So, let's know. Do you think we should protect the Roselle? Promise not to protect the Roselle village, as my father once did. If they fight the duchy, we can use that to our advantage in negotiations. That's true. Right, like, they don't have as much, like, power over us as, like, we think. Because right now, if we're just like, oh, you can have the Roselle, it's just like, what else are we going to give up as we work with them? Is it all going to be them taking advantage of us? And I just don't feel like that is what we need to do. I don't like that sort of agreement.
Truly?
I must admit, I was also caught off guard by the Archduke's decree. It could be a harbinger of war indeed. And if we are on the brink of battle, the strength and expertise of House Wolford would prove invaluable to the Holy State. We may be able to leverage that to gain some sort of concession from them regarding the Roselle. I think that's possible.
I don't know what to do.
Personally, I agree with you. I don't want to surrender the Roselle, but are there any other reasons you want to protect them? Hate to be the reason that people's faith in our house is shaken, especially after. Alright. I don't like just using pride as like a reason, so I think this is the best answer for me. I understand how you feel. Name of House Wolford is known across the land because of Lord Simone. I hate to do anything that would solely such a proud house. But shielding the Roselle from Hyzant may result in that house being crushed altogether.
I don't know what to do.
The more I think about this, the more my heart aches. Let's go see what Roland has to say, even though he's already on our side. I witnessed Hyzant's treatment of the Roselle with my own eyes. If led here in search of protection, there was no way I could subject them to that cruelty yet again. And I agree. Let's see. Eredor is the last one on our side, so I'll talk to him first. Where everything we've done until now has been for the people. The Roselle are people too. There's no way we can just hand them over to Hyzant. And yeah, also just a brick wall. So it would not have been an easy decision to go that route. So I'm taking the easier way out. We defy the Holy One. Everything we have done until this very moment will have been for naught. House Wolford needs Hyzant support if it is to survive. Pains me to have to say it, but the situation leaves us no choice but to surrender the Roselle. Alright, may take effort, but I still want to protect them. Thought you might be opposed. I'd like to hear your thoughts if you're open to sharing them. We need all soldiers we can get. Even after unlocking that, I feel like I like this one more. Your feelings for your people are praiseworthy, and every bit befitting of your station. But the situation that surrounds us cares little for feelings, and it's also your duty as Lord to approach it rationally. It appears our views are at an impasse. Let me ask you one more thing, my lord. The political climate took an unexpected turn once more. Esfrost cut ties with Hyzant.
Certainly.
How do you believe House Wolford should conduct itself going forward? Could we not use continued trade with the Wolford domain as a mean to negotiate the Roselle safety? Conflict with Esfrost is unavoidable, and the Holy State will need our might to stand. I'll use that leverage to reach a compromise. Yeah, I like this one. I mean, they're both pretty good, though. See, we use our might as a bargaining chip to secure the Roselle's safety.
However...
But I must remind you that in Hyzant, the goddess is absolute, as is the word of the Hierophant. We cannot be certain if this matters even up for debate.
I am decided.
In any case, tensions between the two nations are rising, and fast. We must be prudent in our actions. I mean, this is all in Hyzant. How, like, Roselle was the one that reached out to us to be like, oh, I'm gonna help you, and then kind of put us at, like, a you have to pay me back type deal. So this is really all just comes back to Roselle. Like, the rest of Hyzant really didn't have us doing anything. They're now putting us in a position of just to try and get the Roselle, but like they weren't really doing that before. So it's weird. It's just like, oh, everything we've done is all because we've been trying to get to Hyzant, but it's like not really. I mean, we did kind of want them to help us, but like they sort of reached out and had us in like a we owe them sort of situation first. I don't know. It's a little weird. Let's go ahead and just talk to Anna and see if we can finish off this decision-making process. House Wolford has overcome countless hardships to get to where we are now. If we refuse to relinquish the Roselle, we will meet the same fate as House End. Our first priority must be our own survival. If we do not survive, we can do nothing for the Roselle. Let's see what we can do. We believe we must protect the Roselle. Why? Ooh. I just went right to this one. Even if I named a saint, we are still unbelievers as such. I doubt they would grant me much power. Hyzant can no longer trade with Esfrost and Glenbrook. For the remaining partner, we have grounds for negotiation. You would never forgive us. Man, I like all of these. I'll go with this one. I am a little worried that it's just like, sure, we get that, but then they just keep taking advantage of us until they take literally everything from us. We need Hyzant's support. Even if only a name, that would undoubtedly be a powerful deterrent against the duchy. If we refuse, we'll be on our own, and we will have no chance of fighting against the other nations.
If so...
You harbor any doubts about the Holy State, my lord? Yeah. The Holy State acts in accordance with the Hierophant's wishes. I fear giving into one request would only be the beginning of many more. That is exactly what I said. It's not the Holy State but the Hierophant that I fear. The orders are cold and callous if they have no heart. They wish to have the Roselle back so badly they would use us to that end. I cannot help but wonder why. This first one.
Indeed.
I agree, they must harbor their own suspicions of us being unbelievers. There's a chance that they continue to force us to make decisions like these, even if we relinquish the Roselle. Exactly. I don't think this is going to be the last thing that they would have us do. We should find a way to keep a fair birth without bending to their will.
I must hear what the others...
I understand your concerns, my lord. I have my own doubts, truth be told. It appears indifferent to your plea. Okay. Alright, so I might not have swayed her or Benedict, but I have enough to have the final decision be that we are not surrendering the Roselle. And I don't know what this is going to mean for us. This might be the harder path, because if Hyzant loses to Esfrost slash Glenbrook because we weren't there to help them, then we're still probably the targets after that, which is not good. If we can still sort of aid Hyzant in battle and somehow win, maybe they'll leave the Roselle alone. I have no idea. Let's sort of see where people vote. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be, what is it, 62, 72?
We face
whatever
a
it is.
difficult decision. Do we surrender the Roselle living in our domain to Hyzant, or do we defy their orders? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
All right. Yep, we already know where Roland stands. Let's see what Benedict says. I don't think he's going to agree with us.
Make a convincing argument, my lord.
Oh. Maybe he did agree with us. We were able to sway him. Which is really nice.
Wholeheartedly.
Follow the path of your convictions, my lord. And right, there's like 7, so I think I guess this now becomes a 6-1. With Anna being the only one on the outs. Okay. That's alright.
I have faith in you.
There's no other way forward for us. And Eredor was already on our side, so we've got this no matter what. It sounds like it's 6-1.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
We can sort of double check that. Yep, 6-1 with just Anna on the outs.
The way forward is decided. The Roselle are our people. We must shelter them, even if it earns us Hyzant's ire.
Yeah, I can't let a group of people go live in those conditions, especially when I am not convinced that we would have the power to do anything about it. And if we do have the power to do anything about it, we still earn Hyzant's ire. So there's no way that we avoid this at all. So might as well just do it now, refuse to give up the Roselle, so that way they know where our intentions are. And we can go from there.
I suspected it would come to this. We have chosen our path, and now we must see it through. We will refuse to hand over the Roselle to Hyzant.
There it is, we made it official. We finished that part of the chapter, and that is pretty sick. Yeah, sure. Alright, so, yeah, that's gonna end that part right here. And, yeah, on the next one, we'll go ahead and do the next part. So, we'll see the aftermath of this decision, and it'll be pretty sick. So, I will, actually do an outro for this one, and I will hope to see you on the next one. So, if you're enjoying, let me know, and I'll see you on the next time. So, till then, peace out.